Namaste. In this video, we will be covering how to measure acute angles using a protractor. So what is a protractor? It's an instrument for measuring angles. And typically, protractors are labeled between 0 and 180 degrees. Sometimes, you may deal with a 360-degree protractor. But for this video, we will be using the one that you see. Let's start by constructing a 45-degree angle. I highly encourage all of you to have a paper, pencil, and protractor in handy. So to start, we need to first locate the center of our protractors. So in my case, that would be right over here. From the center, draw a straight line extending towards the right. So that would look something like this. And it's very important that you try to make this as neat as possible. So the line I just drew represents one of the rays of our angle. We now need to construct another ray by going 45 degrees in this direction. So where is 45? Well, if we notice, each of these numbers represents a degree measure. So 45 falls right between 40 and 50, so somewhere around there. Using my drawing tool, I can then connect the center of the protractor to that line that I just drew, which is right over there. So that is what I need to do. Okay, now I can get rid of my protractor and label my angle. So this is the vertex, and these two lines are rays. And if I wanted to create an angle measure name, I could call it angle A, B, C, where A is here, B is here, and C is there. And this is a 45-degree angle. Now, let's construct a 75-degree angle. The process is the same. I first locate the center of my protractor, and from there, I draw a straight line extending towards the right. We can add arrows to this line to indicate that it is a ray. Now, I move in the counterclockwise direction until I find 75. This is located between 70 and 80, so I can draw a line here to indicate that's where 75 is. Now, I can get rid of my protractor and connect the vertex to that line that I just drew. So by doing that, my angle looks something like this. And once again, I can add arrows to this angle to indicate that it is a ray. So this is once again a 75-degree angle. And if we wanted to name it, we could say that it is A, B, C. Now that we know how to construct angles using a protractor, let's apply it to this question. We're asked to measure the angles in degrees. So for the first diagram, we notice that there are two rays that intersect at a vertex and form a common angle represented by the green. So it starts at 0 and moves clockwise in this direction. So where does it end? Well, notice that it ends around 60. So therefore, we can say that this is a 60-degree angle. What about the next diagram? This is slightly different because it doesn't start at 0 or 180. Instead, it starts in between these two numbers. So to figure out the degree measure of this angle, let's figure out what this ray represents. So looking closely, I see that it is a 125-degree angle. How did I know that? Well, if I constructed an imaginary angle starting at 0 and ending there, it would measure 125 degrees. What about this ray? Well, once again, I can use the same process by constructing an imaginary angle going towards that ray, just like that. And if you closely pay attention, you'll see that it measures 145 degrees. Now I have what both of these rays would measure if they formed a ray with 0. But how can we figure out what the green angle measures? Well, notice that if I subtract 145 and 125, then I can figure out what this angle really measures. And therefore, that is 20 degrees. For our last practice problem, let's construct an 18-degree angle. So the process is the exact same. First, start off by locating the center of your protractor. From there, construct a line that goes either to the right or left. For this practice problem, let's try going towards the left. So to indicate that the line I drew is a ray, we need to add arrows. So now how can I construct an 18-degree angle? Well, notice how this long dashed line represents 15 degrees. So 18 degrees would be 3 small lines above. So somewhere right over here. And now that I know where 18 degrees is located, I can get rid of my protractor and draw a straight line connecting the vertex to that line. So there we have it. Now all I have to do is add arrows and label this as 18 degrees.